Let's start in the Premier League with Cristiano Ronaldo and his re-debut at Manchester United. It started in style for him with 2 goals on the day. Jules, you were at the game. You called it a privilege to be there on the Gavin Jules podcast.
It really was, because it was just an incredible atmosphere, like I've rarely seen before in stadiums, whether I was there working or as a fan. It was, even if you're not a Cristiano fan or a Manchester United fan, it was very, very special to be there. Just the whole buzz around the stadium, around him, you know, the family being there, his mum, Cristiano, the 2 goals, of course. He will play better, and United will play better for him, around him in the next few weeks, because everybody will need sometimes to adapt to him. But just what we saw, the fact that at halftime of all the afternoon kickoffs in the Premier League on Saturday, only 1 goal was scored, and that was by Cristiano. It was all the narrative around him was just incredible. It felt like destiny, really, that he had such an incredible moment, really, at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon.
Robbo, on last week's Gavin Jules podcast, another plug for the pod, you weren't sure Ronaldo coming back to Old Trafford would be such a great match. Did Saturday's performance change your mind?
Well, I think they played him in the right way. I think when we were talking with Jules and Gab on the show, we were talking about how he was going to play, how other players were going to play around him. But when I've seen him play for Juventus over the last couple of years, he has to play as the out-and-out centre-forward. Yes, he's going to drift wider at times and get on the ball, and he'll go deeper. As long as players are running past him, then Manchester United have got no problems at all. I thought he looked sharp, he looked lively, he took his goals well, and I thought he played better than I expected him to. But he was a real threat, and I thought he played in the right position, and Solskjaer got his tactics absolutely right.
Jan, I'm sure you'd agree with that.
Absolutely, and I think this has been a fantastic summer when Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the clubs, going to new clubs. And Messi, you can say a lot about Messi going to PSG, but this is, I know there's a lot of money involved. I know this is a power battle. This is Jorge Mendes, it's Sir Alex Ferguson, and all the class of 92 wanting this boy back. And then he produced 2 goals. I mean, this is love. This is what is sold into us. This is Hollywood, but this is what they are selling us. I was doing Leverkusen against Dortmund, one of the best games I've seen this season so far. But people in the studio were all matter of one thing, was to watch Cristiano Ronaldo play. So did we. We have 2 screens, and when we are live on air, they were running around in the studio saying, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored. So for me, this is a 24-year-old man, boy, leaving Manchester United, coming back as a 36-year-old man, and a grown-up man, but still the love of the game. So, I mean, everybody, the script was done and the script was delivered again from Cristiano Ronaldo.
But what about the script for this season? He says he is there to win titles. Are United legitimate Premier League title contenders, Shaka?
I think they are now. And we've made this argument around Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United and what the ceiling is, or what the expectation is for them. With Ronaldo coming in, the expectation is silverware. Saying that, there are at least 3 other clubs in the Premier League that have that exact same expectation. Not everybody can lift silverware this season.
And all 3 of them are ahead of them on the favourites list.
Yes, but it's a long way between now and when silverware is handed out, and what the bookies make of who's favourite and not is irrelevant at this point. Ronaldo coming into this team, I think, gives them a lift psychologically. It gives the fans a lift, the fans who've been starved of meaningful silverware for quite some time. It gives a very talented locker room real focus and real drive. And it gives, and Jan may not be pleased to hear me say this, but it gives Ole Gunnar Solskjaer less of an excuse if Manchester United do not deliver, or at least come very close to delivering major silverware this time around. But the fairy tale story certainly has got off to a good start. Long may it continue, because I firmly believe that big clubs like Manchester United are absolutely vital to the well-being of football, and in this instance, English football, to see them back up amongst those who are favourites, and that this kind of emotion being involved is a good thing for everybody, regardless of who you support.
Jules, I think he said as much, hasn't he, that there are no excuses now he's got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Rafael Varane in the squad?
That's right. I think, I mean, he would be lying if he said the opposite anyway, because we all know it. When you've got this kind of squads, and yet you can debate who has the best squad right now in the Premier League. Is it City? Is it Chelsea? Is it United? But still, this is a team this is a squad and a team that can win the Premier League this season. And you would expect them to be in this title race for very, very long this season, and then disappointed if they don't win it in the end. And if they don't win it, it's because either someone will be much better than them, or because something will be missing. And right now, the question marks over Solskjaer: can he find the right formula to play them all together? Can he get the best out of Cristiano and all those attacking players? How do you play them all? Where do they all fit? If he gets there, then I think they will be very, very hard to beat and so strong defensively and offensively. But if he struggles, then I think the pressure on Solskjaer will, of course, intensify.
What do you think of that, Robbo? Do you think that's the case?
What I have seen Solskjaer talk about today is about, managing Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo at 36 can't play every game. He can't play every minute of every game. There's going to be times when he's going to have to come off. There's going to be times when he won't start the game. There's going to be times when he's going to have to be rested. And he's got to accept that. He never accepted it at Juventus, and that was a big problem. If Solskjaer manages him well and picks the right games for him to play in and gets the best out of him, Solskjaer has to do very, very well in the title race. If he doesn't do well, he'll be under a lot of pressure.
Let's talk about that pressure then, Jan, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, well, the good thing about this is that, of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows about that. He's been under Sir Alex Ferguson. There was a failed season when they were second. There was all about winning silverware, so check, he knows that. You're taking Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think it is an advantage to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer telling his football players, the players in the squad, what happened to Manchester United when they took Eric Cantona in that team. He made every player around him better. And I think that one of the best things, or the management style of Ole Gunnar now, will have to tell a Lindegaard, a Greenwood, a Sancho, or whatever. If you are wise now, you just see what this guy is doing. And there were some articles today talking still now what they eat. I mean, they look after what they eat now suddenly, and all these kind of stories. So Ole Gunnar will know about this, and I think that he's clever enough to understand that if he gets the player to learn from Cristiano Ronaldo, see that he has he won't be the captain, Cristiano Ronaldo, but still on the pitch, we were talking about where will he put him, as a number 9 or out. Ronaldo will do more or less whatever he wants, and Ole Gunnar will give him that mandate because he will score goals for fun. And then the other players need to adjust, and when they get 2 years older, they can tell themselves that we learn from one of the best in the game's history. And that is the privilege they're having, and I think that is a lot of what Ole Gunnar will tell his players right now.
So on that point then, you talked about the other players, Jan. Jules, the reports from The Athletic today are that Pogba could have his mind changed about staying at United because Ronaldo's there. What are you hearing?
Yeah, so mind change is the wrong, not from you, but in general, because he hasn't decided yet. We've said many times he loves being a Manchester United player. He loves being there. The family loves it there too. It's just that the contract expires next summer, and he's just going to take his time to decide what to do. He knows that other clubs will come for him, especially as a free agent. He also knows that on the table right now, there's a new contract offer from Manchester United. Mino Raiola is very much aware of all of that as well. And right now, they're not against staying or for leaving or the other way around. It's just, let's see where this team is going. And right now it's still a bit too early. We're still only 4 games into the new season in the league, so I think they're going to take their time a bit more. But of course, having Cristiano there and his friend Varane, the recruitment from the summer is a very positive sign to convince Paul to stay. And if the season goes well, as we've been explaining, in Europe, domestically as well, then of course that will encourage him to stay and sign this big, which will be his last contract. He's 28 now, and stay for longer at United. But he hasn't decided anything right now, and certainly not that he was going to sign the contract in the next few weeks or anything like that. But he's very happy to be a United player, and certainly what we've seen so far at the start of this season is very encouraging for United in terms of keeping him at the club for longer.
Yeah, he's seen 4 games, 7 assists. Robbo, what have you made of Paul Pogba's performances so far this season?
Well, it's what I would expect when he first came to Manchester United. When he was at Juventus, he was a world beater. He could do everything you wanted from a midfield player. You know, people talk about he's not very good defensively. He was a good defensive player when he was playing for Juventus. And he'll be happy if he's playing well. And at the moment, he's playing well. He's got his assists. He's picking out the right passes. He looks fit. He looks as though he's strong. He can manipulate the ball. He can keep switching the play. He's defending well. He's winning it back. And all the time he's playing like that, he's a great player. And he will stay at Manchester United because players, when they're happy, is when they're playing well. And that's what he's doing at the moment.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.